Hi, I'm Karina from Lifting Pins and Needles, and today I have another special edition of Sew Until July Mum Edition. So I'm going to show you in this vlog all the things I've made my mum. We've just had a full-on photo shoot outside with my mum. I took all the pictures of everything. She's not up to being in my vlog. She's quite camera shy. But tomorrow we are going, I'm going to go and drop her off in La Paz, which is a huge city in Bolivia. We're going to take a flight there in the morning and spend all tomorrow in La Paz. And we're going to look at all the souvenirs. They have a lot of llama and alpaca woolly things, and we want to spend the whole day doing that. And then on Thursday she's flying off to Chile and I'm flying back to Cochabamba. So I will vlog over there and she will appear there. She's agreed to that in a more casual thing, but I'll still try to convince her. I don't think she'll come here on camera. Anyway, I have 8 things. I initially planned to make 5, but same as it happened with my niece, I got carried away, of course. And it did give me a bit of stress just in the last 24 hours, really, because I had to get everything done. So the first one I'm going to show you is a work in progress I didn't even know I had. So with my mum, we went into my stash and tidied it and threw away a bunch of stuff that are totally useless. So we ended up throwing a lot of stuff away. I always think there's a use for things, but actually for some there isn't really. So she helped me decide and we got a bag full of rubbish. Now within all the stuff, I found a tiny little bag with some satin material inside. I thought it was rubbish. I opened it and I realized it was a half-made blouse. And now thinking back, she couldn't even remember that well, but I was making her this blouse in 2012 when I was in New Zealand. At that time she used to live in Australia, so we would visit back and forth because it's a 3-hour flight, sort of close-ish to go, back and forth. So on one of her trips I did start a blouse and I never finished it, and I thought I'll finish it later, and somehow it got lost. Somehow it even made it here to Bolivia. So the blouse was made. I had to do the facings, the hems, and attach the sleeves. So when I tried it on, it actually needed shaping as well. This came, what I faintly remember, one of the big 4 patterns. I have a handful that my mum has at home, some runway edition thing that it was just like a shift dress with just bust darts at the side, nothing else. So that's what I used to make this blouse. And my mum's sort of like me, she likes fitted things, she doesn't like the boxy look. Yeah, I fitted it and put in some darts in the front and the back for her waist. So this is the blouse. It's made out of satin, very comfy. It's got like a sort of boat neck. I just did a normal facing there with understitching. Sleeves, normal sleeves. It's just a very simple blouse, but because the fabric is so nice, it makes it special. Seam at the back. Now my mum 100% always needs a seam at the back. She does need to have her back shape because the top part of her back is quite narrow. So if I do things on the fold, then her neck is gonna gape, and I know that I know my mum's body like I know mine because I've been sewing for her for years, So yeah, I always do a seam at the back for her, and this is considerably narrower at the top here than it would be towards the bottom. So I know that is a normal alteration I always make for her. So yeah, this is just a normal blouse. Check out the pictures and then I'll be right back. So for the second one, this is a top. Now my mum, she has stopped wearing traditional t-shirts for a long time. A couple years I've never seen her wear a t-shirt. Unless she's gardening or stuff like that. But to go out wearing a t-shirt, she just prefers blouses and stuff. So the other day I was watching a live episode, those live things that people do on Facebook and then they upload it to YouTube. So the Crafty Gemini, and she was wearing a t-shirt there that I found really nice, and she linked a free pattern, and I found this on Crafty. So it's a tee sort of with normal, no setting sleeves, sort of like dolman sleeves, very simple pattern, and I did a happy medium for my mum because it's a t-shirt, but it's also a bit more dressy. So have a look at this. This is the black part here. See, you can see the sleeve there. It's just that sort of sleeve. The black part is 100% cotton. I got this from a t-shirt that was brand new that I bought for that purpose. My mum has a hard time finding things that are 100% cotton, and her skin is very, very like, yeah, she can feel the 5% elastane in there when it is present, and she just scratches and she can't tolerate it. So whenever I find a big cotton t-shirt, I buy it and then I make stuff for her. So that comes from there. And this, it's like a printed silk. This is a little piece I had from a skirt I cut off. I made a dress, then I made it into a top, and then I had a piece left over, and that's what I used for the middle, for the back and the front. So it's sort of like a blouse, but also like a t-shirt, nice and comfy. I finished the neck with facing and the stitching, very simple. Now I'll show you this pattern because it's really cool, and I would recommend it 100%, and plus it's free. So let me see, back and back. I have, because I did that color blocking, I have two pieces there. I just free line did that, but it goes like that. So here you choose your bust size, and then you can choose your waist and your hips, and you can choose how long you want it. So it's, you can have it custom to you, like what you want, how length, whatever your measurements are. So yeah. Mine and my mum's bust is about 40 to 41. We have the same bust circumference, although all her body's very different to mine. We do have the same sort of bust. So yeah, I chose this pattern, and it's really cool. I mean, I'm going to be making some like this. And I did like the combination of using the woven with the cotton. I think it looks cool, and it's comfy. So that is the pattern, and it's called the T, because it's a T. I'll link it down below. Okay. My mum also took some pictures, so have a look at them. Okay, so the third top is a pussy bow blouse. Now my mum, she gives me 99% freedom to do whatever I want, basically. Like, she doesn't request specific things. She just trusts me. She's like, just make me a blouse, or make me a skirt, whatever, make me a dress. So it's really cool because I can just be creative. So she does not own a pussy bow blouse. She told me she wore some of these in the 70s. She's like, this is so 70s. And my mum was like young, sort of late teens, early 20s in the 70s. So yeah, so I made her this pussy bow blouse with this gingham. It's basically navy blue with beige, very soft. It's like a viscose, I don't know what it is, but there's like a little bit of a close up, there's a bit of texture to the fabric. So here's the bow, it's very long. Here I did this, like, I do this on all my pussy bow blouses. I'll untie the bow. I did this piece here, like a loop. Oh gosh, I can't untie that. And there I did bias binding. See, you can see the contrast there. And I stitched this on by hand on the other side. So I machine stitched it, flipped it, and then stitched the inside with hand stitching. It would, you know, it looks much better than if I would have machined it. Normal, it's a very simple blouse, but check out the sleeves. Look at this. So I also did a little slit, and I did a bias binding that I attached on by hand, and then I added on like a little cuff that crosses over, and a button. So my mom actually had, she didn't do anything for this. I did it all myself. She didn't like help me because I did it really late in the night. It's hemmed normally. It's got like a curved hemline because she likes hems like that, shorter in the sides and then scoops down like that. And I am going to take pictures and post this on Instagram for the sleeve vest because that's as creative as I can get on a sleeve. So this is a sew over at Pussy Bow Blouse, but I totally altered the way the sleeve is, and it's short sleeves. It comes just above her elbow. That's the length that she likes, and she loves the sleeves, so I'm really happy. I never make sleeves for myself, so if I'm gonna have an entry in the sleeve fest, that's gonna be my entry. That's my sleeve. I love it. Cool, so that is the third one. Have a look at the pictures. My mom's really happy with this one. Okay, the fourth one is another top, and it's part of an outfit sort of thing. So when we went shopping, I showed you this really cool printed like chiffon with lots of colors that she chose, and I made she wanted a very simple top, so I made the Lottie dress but slash top, you know. It's a very simple, it doesn't have set-in sleeves, it's just got those kimono type sleeves. And I added on a flounce on the sleeve. Now I gave my mum the idea, do you want that? And she was like, yeah, I used to wear that in the 70s when her sister used to make her clothes. She said frequently they would have this on the top, even on like long sleeves, they would have this on the calves. Yeah, so she was quite keen. This is just a very simple top. It's got a biggish facing there, you can see, under stitching. And mum, she hand hemmed this, bless her. She did it all by hand, beautiful, just gorgeous hand hemming. She hemmed the bottom and the sleeves. So she's gonna wear this like with a little vest, beige colored vest with a beige colored bra, so you can't really see anything underneath. That's how she wanted it. And now with this pattern has loads of ease. It's ridiculous. Like I went by the finished measurements really, and I made her like a size 6, and she doesn't use a size 6. But anyway, it's still big on her because she didn't really let me do a final fitting. She sometimes gets sick of me she gets sick of me because I follow her around like, try this on, and she gets cold. And so yeah, it's a little bit big. So after filming this, I'm actually going to go and add on some darts at the front and the back, and yeah, that will make it a bit more fitted, but it's still nice. So that is all with the tops, not all, because I've got loads more. So the other part of this outfit with the same fabric, I just made a simple half circle skirt. It's just a half circle skirt, nothing special. It's lined, shiny, where is it? Shiny lining fabric, and she also hand hemmed it. Look, it's just, you can't even see it, it's so small. She did it all by hand. And in the top I just put a waistband with an elastic, and I stitched on at the bottom has a stitching there and then one there to keep the elastic in place. And my mum's all about comfort. She will always prefer a loose sort of skirt that would just go up and down with an elastic. She doesn't go for the waistbands that much. So yeah, she I get my style from her too, because I'm all about comfort as well. So that goes together with that blouse, but she could wear it separately as well. I have another skirt. Now where is the skirt? Behind me. So in my July plans at the beginning of the month, I said I was going to make myself some few things, and I have not made myself a single thing, right? Because I've ended up sewing loads for my mum and my niece, so I don't really care. Anyway, I had some stretch denim that I intended to make myself a pencil skirt, but I offered my mum a pencil skirt instead. I said to her, would you like a denim skirt? And she's like, okay. So I went nuts designing the way it was going to be. So I will insert now a little clip of how I showed you the pattern pieces. So have a look at that. I'm making my mum a fitted denim skirt. So this is stretch denim, and at the back I've actually drawn on her skirt onto the fabric. I haven't made a pattern on a paper because it's easier like that. So here is going to be the zip. I'm going to do that middle zip exposed, and then I've done that cut there just as a decoration thing. And usually if you make cuts at the back, it creates an illusion of bigger booty or wider hips, so I'm doing that there for her. And at the bottom I'm going to do similar to what I did with my green linen skirt. I have this piece that's double the width of the back where I'm going to do pleated there, and that's what I'm going to do at the back. And at the front is just a normal front pattern piece, nothing special going on with the front, just the little dart there. And with these two pieces that I have left over, I'm going to draft the facings that will go inside, because I'm not going to do a waistband. It's much more comfortable with facings. So that's how I'm going to make this skirt. Oh, so here's the skirt. This is the front. I top stitched everything. So you see the darts there, top stitched at the front. There's this detail there that's top stitched with double row. There's cat hair, of course. At the back, yeah. At the back, I did an exposed zip and top stitched the darts, and I did that cut there, and then another one, and then loads of pleats. So this is inspired from my linen, green linen skirt that I made that has that. And this is supposed to emphasize your back area. So if you want to look like you got a bit more at the back here, then this is what you have to do. You have to do some details at the back. So that's what I did for her. And inside it, there's quite a thickish facing. She will always prefer a facing like this. She doesn't like waistbands because they cut into her and she feels suffocated and stuff. She's just like me. So yeah, facing there. This is a very comfy skirt. And at the, I forgot to show you at the front, there's a little slit there. Just a tiny little slit, just a little detail. She hand hemmed this because, you know, that's what she does. So you would have already seen this skirt because in all the photos we took, she put this skirt on and then swapped all the blouses, so you would have seen it there. But I will insert a picture of a close-up of some of the details of the skirt, so have a look at that. Okay, and now almost finishing. I have two dresses. Now I showed you this printed linen that we bought in the markets the other day, blue. So she wanted I don't know what is it correct term, sheath dress, which is just a simple dress that's got shaping and darts and is just, you know, straight up and down. Yeah, I believe it's a sheath dress. In Spanish, it's really literal because we call it a dress a tubo, which means tube, which means it's, you know, in Portuguese they call it tubinho, like tube as well, but in English I believe it's called a sheath dress. And that is my mom's favorite type of dress. It's what suits her the best. I think it suits most people, like it's the most flattering look. So I was going to draft a pattern from scratch, and then I decided to base myself off a free pattern I found online called the Copen Sheath Dress, I believe it's called. And it's from a website called madetosew.com, and there's tutorials on YouTube, and I will link all that below. So because I'm actually not good at all at drafting sleeves yet. That's a skill I don't have. I decided to use this pattern as the base. So onto that pattern, I left the neckline the same, and you know, the armholes and the sleeves, I did not alter that. I chose my mum's measurements according to what the size chart was, but I did alter everything else. Like, I totally omitted all the darts that were on there because they were all wrongly placed for her. Now, I know my measurements by heart, you know, like my bust height, the distance from my nipple to nipple, yeah, all that. My mom's measurements are the same. Like, the difference between us is circumference, but her bust height is 31 centimeters, exactly like mine. Her distance here is 24 centimeters, exactly like me. And if I measure her waist height, like from here to here, is 48, and at the back, from here to the smallest part, is 44, and it's exactly my measurements. It's amazing. And maybe it's because I'm her daughter. Now, circumference wise, I'm bigger. You know, she's quite a slender lady, but all the measurements that I need, that I've got fixed in my head to do the darts on this dress, were the same. So the bust dart on the dress, I totally moved it up, moved it down, sorry. The width of that dart is 4 centimeters. That dress had a smaller dart. It was pointing at the wrong place. Anyway, I just redrew all the darts. Redrew the darts for the waist, the front, the back, everything I made again. But it was still useful to use that dress as a base because I have perfectly fitting sleeves, you know, a nice neckline. The neckline on the dress was high. I just dropped it down. But it was a good fit for her with doing all those alterations, of course. So yeah, here's the dress. Simple, but she likes it like that. It's fully lined, like from top to bottom. Even the sleeves are lined, you know. I believe this is called a double lap zipper attachment, where you've got on the both sides. I don't know. Look, I don't know technical names of stuff. I know how to sew the things. I know the techniques. I just don't know the names of them. But I think this is like a double lap zip. That's what I did there. There's the back darts there. Very simple. Front waist darts, bust darts. Very, very simple dress. I did a little slit here on the side. At the bottom, I think it's on the right side, just so she can walk. And I didn't do it on the back just to make it different, because slits are usually at the back, so I did it on the side. Anyway, this is a dress intended to wear with a belt. My mum likes belting things all the time, so yeah. The finishing thing she did, she hand hemmed the sleeves and the bottom. She hand stitched on the lining onto that part of the zip there. But yeah, this was very nice. I'm actually going to send the pattern with her back to Chile, so I can have it over there when I make her dresses. I know it's going to fit, so I don't have to do all that work again. So yeah, check out the pictures of her wearing this dress. Finally, we've made it to the last make, and this is a dress. Now, when my mum got here, I opened up in my computer. I have a folder of patterns. I think last year I just went on like a marathon of looking for free patterns, and I found so many. Unfortunately, some of these patterns aren't free anymore, or the links are expired. I don't know what's going on, but she found this dress because I always post a picture with the file, so you know what it looks like, you know. So she was scrolling through all my files and she saw a dress there, and she's like, oh, I like that dress, I want it. So yeah, that's the dress. I printed it out. I never made it before, and the dress was in one of the English sewing magazines. I can't remember right now, but I will link it down below. I am 99% sure it's not free or it's not available anymore, and that's really unfortunate because it's such a lovely dress. But I did I was able to get that pattern. Now when you download these templates, you just get the PDF. You don't get any instruction. You just have to imagine. Sometimes you don't even know if it's got a zip or not, whatever. But you know, who cares? I just do it. So this is a cowl neck dress, sleeveless. It's got a skirt with 6 panels. I mean, you know, 3 in the front, 3 in the back. Quite fitted, and then it goes out like that. And she chose my favorite fabric from my stash. Because I said, just choose whatever you want. And she's like, oh, this one. And I was like, oh, really? But no, that's all. It's so cool. She can have it. So this is a dress. It's really nice. I love this fabric. This was a John Caldur fabric that I bought in the street markets here in Bolivia for pennies worth. But yeah, it's quite nice fabric. And there's the cowl neck. I lined the bodice with black satin. It's very nice. So when, you know, the cowl neck, you can see a bit of that black satin. It looks really nice. So it's fully lined. And then the skirt is there. See, it's quite, it's not that flared here, and then at the bottom it flares out like that. So this is also intended to wear with a belt. So this front bodice piece is cut on the bias, and the back piece is not. So out of all these, just the front bodice is cut on the bias, and it's got some darts. It was a little bit challenging, you know, to not get it stretch out and get deformed. And I didn't even want to touch it. I was like, ugh, you know. But yeah, it turned out really nice. She loves it. So check out the pictures. I think she looks so elegant. She looks beautiful in this dress. So check the pictures out. So I hope you like to see my mom's things. She's really happy. She came here with an empty suitcase, and now she's gonna go full of clothes for her and clothes for my niece. My mom's visit's coming to an end. It was 2.5 weeks, and it just went by too fast. Like, it's always like that. And I guess I'll see her in late November when I go back to Chile for the summer. So it'll be about 4 months, and you know, it's always sad to see mom go. But it's been really nice sewing for her. Yeah, that's all I have to show you. Any comments, we're welcome. I was gonna say something else. Oh, I just recently hit 700 subscribers on this channel, and that's really exciting. So thank you to everyone that's joining here, catching up with me and all my sewing experiments and things that I do. Yeah, I'm really happy that you know, you're looking and commenting as well. Bye.